Hello everyone and welcome to another educational video, and for today's lesson we are going to talk about secular and religious festivals of the Philippines. As a Filipino, I am sure you are very familiar with the different Filipino festivals that we celebrate here in the Philippines. In this lesson, we are going to talk about the different Philippine festivals, and we will try to identify its origin, its characteristics, its background at some of these selected Philippine festivals. And we are going to divide our lesson to two sections, which are the secular and religious festivals. First, let's go to secular festivals that we celebrate here in the Philippines. One of the famous secular festival that we celebrate here in the Philippines is what we call the Kadayawan Festival of Davao. So the Kadayawan Festival is held every third week of August in Davao City. It is the celebration of thanksgiving to Bathala for the good harvest of fruits and orchids throughout the year. So the streets are lined with fruits and flower decorations during the festival week. So Kadayawan comes from the word Madayao, means thanksgiving for nature's gift, or warm and friendliness greeting, and just describe things that are good, valuable, superior, and beautiful. Different activities such as street dancing, horse fighting, beauty contest, and colorful street parades awaits tourists who come for this event. So in Davao City, the Kadayawan Festival showcases Davao's culture through dance and music. Another secular festival that we're going to discuss is the Ibalong Festival of Bicol, which is held every August in Legazpi City. So this festival began only in 2011. So thus, it is one of the young festivals we have here in our country. And the festival allows Bicolanos to showcase their culture and lifestyle to tourists here and abroad. It also stands as the monument to the resiliency against severe weather disturbances that come their way. So during this event, there are street carnivals, musical and dance performances, and a firework display that tourists and locals look forward to every year. And the Ibalong Festival is based on the epic or the Ibalong epic that has three heroes, which are Baltog, Handyong, and Bantong. So Baltog is a warrior who killed Upon, a giant wild boar who destroyed the taro plants that Baltog and the members of his community planted for food. And second is Handyong, which is the one who defends their land from oppressors. And one of these oppressors is Oriol, which is a serpent siren that changes her appearance. So she can lure and destroys town folks in the process. So a last hero is Bantong, which is a friend of Handyong, who came in the scene when he died. And he eventually brought peace to the land of Ibalong. So the heroes and villains of this epic are sources of the concept of the street parade. So performers do mock battles and dance as they parade along the streets of Legazpi City amidst the backdrop of Mayon volcano. Okay, to have ideas on how these festivals are celebrated, going to put some links down below for you to watch. For now, let's proceed to the religious festivals of the Philippines. So we are only going to talk about four religious festivals that we celebrate here in the Philippines. And one of the most famous is what we call the Ati-atihan Festival. So the word Ati-atihan means be like the Ates or the Aitas. So the Aitas are considered the earliest inhabitants of Panay Island where the festival is held. And it is also believed that the festival of dances started on the 13th century to when 10 datus from Borneo came to Panay Island. So they are granted land and access to produce by the locals. After the exchange of goods, the natives or the Aitas would dance in joy and gratitude for the food given to them. But when the arrival of Christianity in the 16th century, the dancing event gained religious influence with the incorporation of the devotion of child Jesus. The procession of the Santo Niño would begin with the Ati-atihan groups dancing to the beat of the drums and chants of halabira. So the devotees believe that the act of dancing during Ati-atihan rite would give them protection from harm and illness. So Ati-atihan inspired other festivals that celebrated the feast of child Jesus, which is a popular example are the Nagyang Festival of Iloilo and the Sinulog Festival of Cebu. And the rhythmic music of the Ati-atihan is vibrant and pulsating. So though there is no definite pattern, its music is so infectious that one would feel like dancing whenever he or she hears it. So that is the Ati-atihan Festival of Aklan. So another religious or famous religious festival we have here in the Philippines is the Sinulog Festival of Cebu. So it is held every third Sunday of January during the national feast day of the Santo Niño. So the festival celebrates Catholicism as it introduced more than 400 or 500 years ago and how the locals embrace the religion. Coming of Catholicism, a new paradigm of worship and belief began. So today, the Philippines is considered the bastion of Catholicism in Asia. So the Sinulog Festival or the Sinulog Festival runs for 9 days, and the events circulate or culminates at the Sinulog Grand Parade with different organizations, different schools, different community sectors. They prepare dance routines and tableaus to be presented to tourists. And the festival has gained so much popularity that recent grand parades of Sinulog have been televised. And the chants of Pitsenor are heard throughout the festival as it honors the image of Santo Niño de Cebu, which is a gift of Ferdinand Magellan to the baptismal rite of Raha Humabon's wife, Amihan. And the image of the Santo Niño in Cebu is more than 400 to 500 years old. And the festival is characterized by dance movements that move to step forward and step backward to the beat of the drums. So participants in colorful costumes would adopt this as their basic steps while joining the parade. Another famous religious festivals here in the Philippines is the Moriones Festival of Marinduque. It is the folk religious event during the Holy Week, which is celebrated by the Catholics. And the word Marion refers to the headgear worn by the Roman soldiers during the time when Jesus was crucified. Thus, Moriones refers to the festival wherein participants are dressed and masked to resemble Roman soldiers out to crucify Christ, as we can see here in the picture. So, one of the highlights of the festival is in search of Longinos. So, they believe that Longinos is a soldier who has one blind eye. And they believe that the blood that came out of the wound reached Longinos' blind eye and cured his blindness when he pierced the side of Jesus as he was hanging on the cross. So this miracle converted Longinus, which in turn earned the ire of his companions. Eventually, he was killed, and the reenactment of this is held through the Moriones Festival. So some of the participants, which are called the Morions, wear their costumes for an entire week So only when they eat or sleep that they take it off. So they perceive this as a form of sacrifice, as they must stand and walk around on thin strap slippers under the hot sun while wearing the heavy wooden mask. So the Moriones scare children away and court the ladies by singing and dancing for them. So that is the Moriones Festival held in Marinduque. Another festival that we're going to talk about, which is also the last festival that we're going to discuss today, is the Sublian Festival in Batangas. So Sublian is a 2-week celebration held in Batangas City, which culminates on the 23rd of July each year. So the festival is another folk religious event rooted in the Banagüeños devotion to the Holy Cross and the Santo Niño. So Sublian also comes from the word subli, a name of a local dance accompanied by drums and chants. So the Subli dance is presented by a couple or a group of 8 pairs where the male dancers do intense choreography with bamboo sticks and the women do intricate wrist and finger movements expressing beauty, finesse, and femininity. And the Sublian Festival today includes social, cultural, and economic elements as well, as it presents not only the Batangueño culture but also the products of the province. And for you to have an idea of how these festivals are celebrated, I will leave links down below for you to watch. And that ends our lesson for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you ever have attended any of these festivals, please describe your experience in the comments below. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something. Goodbye!